Into that Elmo's world. Okay. There's no change back for me.
Hey, this is Ginger from the Bad Girls Club.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl, Kristen here at the bar. I'm Biz Rodriguez.
Hey, it's Maya.
Hey, everybody, this is Dawn, and you're listening to my favorite place, The Fresh Movement.
And we're back, guys. Question of the night, The Fresh Movement. And this question stems from cultural appropriation. Shout out to Jessie Nelson. She did this video with Nicki Minaj, and a lot of people were really mad about it. They felt like she was blackfishing. If you guys do not know what blackfishing is when somebody who is not black tries to emulate black culture or make themselves black. So the question of the night is it wrong to base your music or image on a culture that isn't yours? Now, before I let Cha-Cha speak, I personally saw the video and I didn't really feel like she was coming at the black culture. I mean, I feel like she was just someone who enjoys black culture. I don't think she was mocking it. I'm not a woman, so I can't really tell a woman what to do with her body as far as like her skin color and tanning. Like that to me, if she's not comfortable with her skin, if she wants to tan to make herself a little darker, that's all her, decision. I mean, I don't have anything to say about that. But I just, if we're gonna talk about blackfishing, let's be fair across the whole board. Like, if we're gonna mention Jessie, let's mention Justin Bieber. Let's mention Eminem. Let's mention Kardashians. Like, let's put them all in here. And if we're gonna rearrange it and not call it blackfishing, let's mention black people doing things that aren't part of the black culture, like Asian Doll. She's not Asian, so I'm just saying. You got Chun-Li. You have that. So what's that song? But it's kind of an Indian culture that a lot of black artists like to use. If we're gonna go there, let's go there. So, yeah. What would you like to say?
So I think that overall, it does get really hard because of the fact that you do have some people who were born and raised in the hood, like, it is a part of their culture. I do think a big part of that, though, like if you grew up in the hood and you were around said people, 9 times out of 10, you also completely understand that there are certain boundaries that you don't cross. You understand that despite the fact that we grew up on the same street, you still have privileges that I don't, like, and it's recognizing that and understanding it. And the only thing that I don't like is that when it is done by Black people, it's looked at as hood, ghetto, like Black, whatever.
Yeah.
And then they turn around and do the same exact thing, and now it's a thing. Like, that is one thing that I definitely don't like. I did see the video. Honestly, I just didn't like the video at all. It wasn't even necessarily about the whole blackfishing thing. I just was
Yeah, she just didn't like the song in the video.
Yeah, I was just like, this is just not for me. And like, honestly, I feel like without Nicki, it just wouldn't have been a thing at all. Sorry. But because I didn't follow her too much when she was in Little Mix. But I don't see her from the pictures and stuff I've seen, and like the whole weren't they on the X Factor?
Yeah, I believe so.
But she didn't seem hood, like, and that's my thing. Like, if this is not how you are on a regular everyday basis, don't do it in your video. Like, the song is Bad Boys, right?
Boys, yeah, well, Boys with a Z.
Oh, I thought it was Bad Boys.
It's just Boys, but they're referencing the Bad Boys for like the sample. From her defense, she was saying that she grew up on like Missy Elliott and stuff like that. That was her whole vibe. So again, I'm just saying what she says. That's the music she always wanted to make. I just feel like,
but the music the
aesthetic.
Yeah, and I get that, but like, again, why do your bad boys got to be hood boys? Like,
well, Okay, now I'm just gonna be honest, y'all. All the bad boys I've met have been hood. I don't know, like I'm just gonna be honest. So what about?
I mean, there are people in the mafia. That's a bad boy though. Like he sell drugs, he kill people. Like that's a bad boy. He probably got tattoos still, but ain't nothing about him hood, so to speak.
I'm
just saying. Like
I just feel that if we're gonna crack down on Jesse, we should crack down on everybody else.
100%. You know how I feel about the Kardashians. The only person in this lineup, and I still throw him in there, but the only person I love is Eminem, and I'm still always giving him his credits. But also, I still don't feel like Eminem took any real part of Black culture. He was just a rapper.
He said the N-word now for it, so it was kind of dumb for me.
I mean, now that part, but like, and again, that goes back to the whole, like, you still should respect, like, even if you grew up on the same street, you still should respect. But that goes back to the Black friends that he has, because some people don't necessarily mind.
And then
especially if they growing up. That is a whole nother story, because again, that was a whole personality switch. Like, Eminem came out and like he had Slim Shady or whatever the case, but as a rapper,
I'm sorry, I was a fly of the South.
Man, woo. But you know, he came out as a rapper. His raps was always hard, always gritty. Like it stayed the same. Justin, not so much. He came out singing "Baby."
Yep.
Babe. Like,
and now he's doing Peaches.
Hello. Out in Georgia. Yeah.
Look, y'all, I just feel like I personally am not offended by Jesse, but I am not a Black woman. So I can't, just like when people got on Ariana's ass, like, I'm not a Black woman. I know I love Ariana, but some Caucasian women do like to tan. And I don't know if they're like, I mean,
tanning is always so interesting to me, especially because, you know, darker skin was always a thing and they get to do it and be like light skin in a sense. And I'll take her paying homage sound wise, but visually that's not how you had to go.
Yeah, I don't. I'm personally. I mean, I enjoyed it. Apparently, they was doing like a throwback to like the Diddy video when they did it back in the time. But Jesse, I'm not even gonna. I mean, you do you. I just feel maybe that should have been the first single.
Like work your way up to it, you know, like. But
as far as everybody else, because you have people like Bad Baby and Whoa Vicky and that are really out here. If we're gonna get into it, but
all of them. Again, I think the biggest problem, and I think where a lot of women probably have their problem, is the fact that when we do it, it's ghetto, it's ratchet, it don't get the same clout as when same thing with the whole TikTok and the dancing. Like when Black creators were doing it and we're not getting attention for it, and then white people would I ain't gonna say white people, sorry y'all.
Caucasian.
But not even Caucasians, other, like everyone not Black was taking the creatives and what they were doing and recreating these videos and getting so much more popularity from it when it's not something that they created.
Now, because I also want to flip it, because you do have a lot of, I want to say Black, maybe that may take like Bollywood or Asian culture. Is that still offensive, or is it like?
Well, I think a big part of that is the fact that we get downed so much. Like they up this whole, and y'all know I have such an issue with this whole like foreign thing, but they make that seem like such the thing that you have Black people who are now trying to change their image to involve being some kind of foreign. Like, I'm not Black, I'm Blasian, like something. And then people really be trying to like be rare with it, so they be creating some of the most craziest mixes, like, yeah. But it's because as Black women we get down so much, so it's not necessarily, I ain't gonna say it's nothing to be proud of, because it's very, very much something to be proud of, but at the end of the day, the world that we live in promotes foreignness and straight hair and big boobs and a big butt and all of that. Like it's not so hot to be natural no more. Like,
and on that note, we want to spread love to all the cultures out there listening.
100%.
And we're back with Why You Mad on The Fresh Movement.